Hello and welcome to this video. My name is Emilia if you're new. I live on the Swedish countryside and today I'm sowing a couple of seeds and planting 3 kind of flowering bushes. And this is not my usual setup. I'm sitting on the couch today sowing the seeds because my growing room is a huge mess. I can barely go in there. I've been neglecting that room and my seedlings even for a couple of weeks now because I have been home alone, taking care of my son. We've also been sick. My son was sick at first and then I have been sick for a little bit now, and I was so excited to show all of my zinnia varieties that I'm growing this year. Zinnia is one of my favorite flowers. I am going to have a lot of these in my wedding arrangements too, so I'm really excited about it, and I can't be outside because it's way too cold. So this is where I'm sitting for today, and I hope that's okay with you. I've already prepped the soil, the tags, all of it, and I'm just gonna go through the seeds really quickly here. So I had a few seeds that didn't really germinate last time I sowed them. One of them was this marigold called Snowdrift. These did germinate, but I want more marigolds. These are my self-saved seed from last year. I'm gonna sow a few more. And then also this pincushion flower, lavender blue, didn't pop up, and I've sown it twice now. So I thought maybe I'll just start them over in fresh new soil and we'll see. They did come up last year, so I don't know what's going on. And then I'm gonna sow some basil. All the basil that I have are actually from last year's garden. I've overwintered them and I take cuttings and rooting the cuttings, just kind of prolonging the plants. But I feel like I want some fresh new basil as well. And then the zinnias that I have, sun bow mixed, and just beautiful, really happy colors. And then Zinnia Thumbelina, this is a little shorter variety. This one only grows about 15 centimeters in height, so I'm gonna have this as a border plant or border flower in some of the beds. So I'm gonna sow 2 rows of this. And then I have 2 different kind of Zinnia Elegans, Profusion Apricot and Profusion Double White. And the double white I'm also doing 2 rows because this is gonna be a filler for my bouquets for my wedding. And then I have a Clarkia called Enchantress, super beautiful flower. I'm gonna have pictures on all of them. All right, so after this, I'm actually gonna go out and plant 3 bushes. They are not very happy because I was gonna harden them off outside in in my last video you may have seen I built like a little greenhouse structure. And then I put them there and along with some perennials that I sowed back in February or something. And the night was fine, but then the day after it got really, really warm that day. It was like 18 degrees Celsius and scorching sun. And even though it was fairly like protected and shaded, it got super, super hot in there. I forgot to open it up. So they got a little bit cooked. I was gonna plant them out the next day, so that was not very fun. The seeds are blue. They're like coated with something, maybe so that you can see them easier. I don't know, I've never seen this before. They're not very happy, but I mean, I think it's fine. The roots are fine. Once they settle, maybe they'll grow new shoots. That's what I'm hoping. But the perennials, most of them died. I had violas and forget-me-not. That happens sometimes. Perennials you can plant out the whole season up until frost, so maybe I'll do that. I've been struggling a little bit with getting into this kind of mode this year because everything is moving so fast. I lack motivation and I lack inspiration. It's really normal because we've had like a long winter. Then you just have such pressure that you're supposed to be all productive, and I have been productive because I've had a cottage garden glow up. I'm just trying to listen to my body, and then I feel like now it will make a turn and I will get more energy. It's gonna be 23 degrees Celsius this Friday. It's like summer heat for us. That's crazy. Around that time, I will also start hardening off my plants. I don't think I'm gonna up-pot them because now it's basically too late. Like they do struggle, but I don't feel like up-potting them now for just 2 weeks time in the new pot. So we'll see what I'm gonna do. But I think I'm just gonna harden them off and then plant them in like within 2 weeks. Some of the things I'm gonna plant out probably this weekend. So I still have onions to plant. I have onion sets. That's what my last video was about, if you haven't seen it. I was planting yellow onions and cleared out my strawberry bed. And then I'm gonna plant marigolds in the corners, and then that bed is done already. That's the first bed that's gonna be done. Yeah, in like a couple of weeks, I'm gonna start planting out all of my tomatoes, my bell peppers, and my summer garden. So exciting. And now that my fiance is home, he can start helping with building a couple of structures. I need trellises for my tomatoes, so that's on the to-do list. And then we have rose arches to assemble and put up. It's gonna be so pretty, and I have so many things to plant. Like, he needs to help me with this. I can't do it alone in the scale of things that I'm doing. So I live on the countryside, as I mentioned. We have built our house on basically empty land. We just had a little cabin, and I really recommend that you like go back and watch a couple of videos if you're new here, because the transformation and everything that we've done so far is just amazing. I'm really proud of us for coming this far for such a short time. We moved here in 2023. So it's been 3 years now. This is our 3rd summer, and so much more things to come. Trust me. The projects that we have this summer. So subscribe so you don't miss any progress. All right, I'm gonna open this up. I saved seeds from multiple different marigold colors and varieties last year. I have this whole little package full. So this is gonna last me many years, I guess. But I really like marigolds in my garden. They are very beneficial and cute and edible as well. I kind of want the orange and the yellow. I don't know if that's what I would get, but we'll see. I had some really pretty colors last year. It's fun with surprises sometimes. And of course you can also direct sow marigolds. They germinate really quickly and grow really quickly. So basil the last thing, and then I'm gonna see you outside for planting those bushes. Quite short video this time, but I've really been putting my effort in the last few videos. I hope that it's okay to have a little cozy planting break like this. Maybe I'll show you a little bit in my growing room if I'm not too embarrassed, because it's reality, and maybe some of you are struggling as well this year with motivation and tiredness and sickness and all of that. So maybe it could be fun to show it, and then maybe show some things that I do to like recover the plants and hardening off the whole process, to then planting them out and see the results, to show you that they will probably 90% of the time recover and regain their energy and growth, just as you and me. We just need a little bit of time, a little bit of love and patience and rest, and then we need a boost of sunlight and fresh air, all of that, and we'll bounce right back. So if you're going through it, I feel you. I do as well, and better times are coming. The whole summer is coming. We have the best in front of us now. So stay tuned for the planting of the bushes. All right, so I'm gonna show you my growing room, and most of you will probably be like, that's nothing. You should see my growing room, but it's such a small room. I don't think you can even really see that on camera. Let's see. So I'm standing here by the shelves, and that's one step to this bench. So it's really small, and I've had to hang temporary curtains here because it's gotten so hot this spring, and they did struggle quite a bit. Even the basil has gone to flower. Most of them are looking fine. I need to top them. And then behind here I have some other herbs. And then here I had to put my ornamental grass because they were getting too tall. As most of the plants are getting too tall now. And this is the time I usually up-pot them and store them around the floor like this. And by that time I usually am starting to hardening off and, you know, giving space in here. But I haven't even started. I haven't started hardening them off, and I've only up-pot them once. I usually up-pot them twice. I have bigger pots that I use especially for the peppers and the tomatoes. But I mean, I think they're fine in here right now, but they've been struggling a little bit. As you can see, the purple leaves underneath here, they've been struggling a little bit with inconsistent watering because I haven't had the time. Some deficiencies, as you can see, this one like totally dried up. Not fun. But with the tomatoes, I feel pretty sure they're gonna bounce back. As for the bell peppers, they did struggle quite a lot for a while, but then I fertilized and I took care of them. The new leaves are green and healthy, and they even put up blooms, so they are doing fine. These tomatoes, I'm gonna show you, because these tomatoes are the ones that I had to start over. And I did talk about this in a previous video, but they are all the same variety. So here I got all of my Romas, they're struggling, and the exact same thing happened last year with the same seeds. None of my other plants are struggling, so I know it's not the soil. I mean, yes, I haven't been watering as well as I should, but this is some sort of disease that I think is coming from the seed itself, because it's always the same variety. The Romas, for example, I had the same thing last year, but once I planted them out, I think it rebounds. I don't know what it is, honestly. I've been trying to Google. They just drop leaves, turn yellow and crumble up, and the same thing happening here. And these are the Black Prince and the Indigo Rose. So these three varieties I had to start over. So I did. I started them over a couple of weeks ago, and this one I've been taking care of. But they are already dropping the leaves. These are the seed leaves, so that's fine. But I can just see the same kind of pattern again. Wait. Oh, I always get stuck in these fly traps. But yeah, this is what I'm thinking, that something is wrong with the seeds of these three varieties, because I can't figure it out. Here, for example, my point cabbage are starting to show that they need more space. So these I'm gonna plant probably this weekend, so I'm gonna start hardening them off. I'm gonna bring out this whole tray, I think, because here I also have fennel, I have celeriac, leeks, and celery. So this one I'm gonna start hardening off. I'm gonna bring it downstairs. This is a fairly new tray with some flowers. These purple basils I'm gonna bring down, hardening off them as well. And then I just have some perennials. Here I have a bit of floppy artichokes, peppers, flowers. Yeah, and this is what I've sown today. So this is what it can look like in a growing room, in the middle of the chaos. But I have hopes. Here I have a bride spirea that I'm gonna plant here, nestled in between these rocks here. Beside me here I have a elderflower. It's called Black Beauty. It's budding, it's looking beautiful. So this, in contrast with this white, low-growing spirea, is gonna be really beautiful. I feel like there's something underneath here, but the soil is really nice right here. There's a big rock under here. Alright, so this might not be a good spot. So I might have to rethink that a little bit. Alright, I've been trying 3 different locations here, and this has no rock or electricity underneath. So this will be a nice spot. We're gonna remove all of this anyway, and I think it's gonna be a nice element here next to this rock. I'm gonna spread some fertilizer. Oops, that was quite a lot. So this is what it looks like. It's a little bundle inside plastic here. It's ready to be planted. Usually I would add planting soil to this, but spirea is quite easy to grow, and I feel like these ones I'm just gonna let them fend for themselves basically. I might just add a couple of rocks around it so that we know that the spirea is right here, so that we don't accidentally, when we go to trim all this grass, that we don't hit the spirea. I think the forsythia is gonna be perfect right there. A little bright yellow pop. And I think I'm gonna plant the weigela right here, somewhere here, because here I actually have lilacs and they are growing back, but it's probably gonna take a couple of years. Just gonna make space for the weigela to grow and get a lot of sunlight, almost full day of sunlight. Then I have the blueberries here. I think it needs some height. I changed my mind about the location, so I moved it here instead. It gets a little bit more sun, it doesn't compete with other things, and it's a little bit more well-draining soil here. It does mean that we have to trim around here this summer, but it's gonna be beautiful, and I think we'll still get the scent, because it's quite close to the road and all of that, so now I just need to water them in. So I placed the weigela right here, and this variety called Rosea can get up to 2 to 3 meters. Maybe in perfect conditions, so I'm cutting this one to be quite tall, maybe 2 meters. So this is a perfect spot. There's nothing around it. I tried to plant things here that are quite tall growing because our neighbor is here and it's just empty. So behind that we'll probably plant something else, maybe an elderflower, something bushy. So this is going to be perfect. It gets sun all day and really good well-draining soil here. I put a rock here so that we don't accidentally trim. It's looking really sad, so we'll see if it will bounce back. It was totally my fault. Fingers crossed. And then right here is the forsythia. We don't have any plants right here. This year we're gonna make a border, arches and flowers and hedging, all of that, to the vegetable garden. So right here I am planning to have a flower bed anyways, like around this cherry tree here. So we have a flowering bush type here, a little bit underplanted with this tree, and then I'm just gonna have flowers around it. Here we're gonna close off the patio, of course, and then have a little tiny path leading up here. So it's gonna be really nice. And lastly, the bride spirea right here. As I mentioned, we're gonna remove all of this. This is spirea too, but it's very invasive and I don't like the look of it. We're gonna remove the sauna. We do have a, it's called hägg in Swedish. I don't remember the English word. I'm gonna pop it on screen, but this gets huge and full of wonderful white flowers that smell so good in early summer, spring. So we're gonna remove this and let that just grow huge here. The elderflower and then the spirea right here. And then we'll see what we'll do about this behind here, but it's a progress. That's it for today. Here are the varieties. This is the Forsythia intermedia. I don't know if that's the name, or yeah, that's what it says at least. And then Weigela rosea, beautiful. And then the bright spirea, cinerea. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye.